Welcome back, everyone, to our Research Work series at EACD Slovenia 2023. Now, we've just come out of a wonderful keynote presentation. We have two amazing guests here today, and they're also very funny, so I feel like this will be a very comical episode too. Welcome, Sylvain Brochard, who is the co-chair of the Technological Task Force for EACD and also at the BEaCHiLD, which is Brain Research and Innovation Centre for Child Development and Rehabilitation. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. And we also have Niek De Taeye, who is the head of the Family User Forum of EACD and a parent of a daughter with cerebral palsy. Welcome.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so this keynote presentation that you gave was absolutely wonderful. I managed to bump into you guys at the welcome reception and pretty much just forced you to come onto this, really. Yeah. There wasn't much of a choice. But the title of the presentation is so good. So it is called Building Technologies for Children with Disabilities, How to Start from Their Needs. And I loved in your keynote today, you were saying, you know, we need to start a dialogue about this because it's coming. Technology actually is here. What do we actually do? So, but I'm really curious about what led you to form this partnership to build technologies.
To comment?
Yeah, well, it's been great. So the EACD has invested a lot in the involvement of parents,
right.
And that's the dialogue I think we need to start, both for research as well as for innovation and from product development. So I was delighted when Sylvain reached out and said, "Hey, I wanted to do a keynote on the topic of building technologies together." I'm an engineer and a parent, so it's a good mix.
That's
the both
such
of
a
us.
good mix, yeah. So you've got a really technical mind, as well as the mind of someone who is wanting to be a consumer of potential products.
Yeah, and we've discussed this during our keynote as well. It's difficult to switch from the one to the other. So as an engineer, I think very rationally, right up until the point that it's a topic on my daughter or on children with disabilities, and then my mind completely freezes. I become emotional. I can't think straight, and so it was very interesting to meet Sylvain because he has a lot of experience with that, and he has a lot of techniques to help parents really identify what it is they need, because that's sometimes it seems like a very easy question, but it's not, right?
No, that's right.
It's not.
Sylvain.
And this is, I mean, also the story of a whole process. You know? Who should be involved in what part of the process?
Yes.
And the main message here is we should be all involved in the different phases of the process of innovation, but at different level actually. And this was really, you know, partnering. This was not like doing for children and families, but doing with children and families. And this is what the main message that we wanted to share. Yeah. But once you've said that, it's not obvious. And this is where we wanted to stress out the how. Yeah. And this was really what we wanted to share. This how we should do it, how we can do it together.
Well, that's a good question to lead straight into the next one. So how do we do it together? What are some of your thoughts? I know when we talk to a lot of the participation research we talk about, we're like, well, we can participate by attending, or we can participate by being involved. And involvement is that higher level of bringing everyone together and actually being in the same context and the environment together. So what are some of the things that you think are key ingredients of how we can work together to look at technology?
You want to start, Nick?
Well, I think the biggest challenge at the moment is to reach the parents. Parents, especially from children with disabilities, lead very, very busy lives, balancing not only work-life, but we always say work-life care that we balance. And so not a lot of parents know about these initiatives. They probably do want to be involved in some way, but we need to reach them first. And that's why we've put the hashtag reach the 95%. It's the people that regularly come into contact with schools, with therapists, but we need to reach them through those channels. And so basically what we, I hope we've achieved with our keynote is a warm question towards the therapists and the practitioners in the room to help us reach that 95%, to get them engaged. That's the first step.
And when you talk about technology, you did put up about a review on what sort of technology we're talking about here. Can you just give a bit of a summary of those main areas? Because I think technology can sound very broad and big, but what are we talking about here?
Yeah. So this is the technology that you see in your daily life.
Yeah.
AI is transforming everything: application, virtual reality, exoskeleton, gait trainers, or whatever stuff that you can, see motion analysis over there, and you just have to move a little bit to the boot here, and you've seen another one for balance or posture and everything. So there is, this is happening.
Yeah.
But the situation is, it's not really starting from a needs in the daily life of children. So it's happening, and we should just, guide, attract these developments towards the needs that really matters.
Yes.
Is balance really an issue for everybody? I'm not sure. For some, maybe. So this is where we should find, the good needs. And what I've said during the talk is the main needs are more focused about outside activities, in daily life activities, in leisure activities, in sports activities, and in artistic activities. Do you see any company working on this here?
No, that's
this is what this is exactly the situation, and this is why we were here.
I love that as a question and a point to actually put out there. It's like how Professor Diane Damiano spoke about how evidence is generated, and it's not really generated in a logical way. We all have an idea, and we do this, we throw it together, and if we did it all in the same path, we'd probably be a lot further along. Whereas technology takes a lot of money. I like that you referred to Microsoft and their gaming, and that's a big company, big organization to do it. But how do we actually get ideas from the 95% you're talking about to come into practice?
Yeah.
What are your sort of top 2 tips, I think, that you could sort of probably look at for how we can get started to move forward?
I give only one?
Yeah, okay, you can give one. Yeah.
Only one.
There's just one.
Gathering people together in the same room.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And then it will happen.
Yeah.
And this is not a lot, actually. Gathering
Who should
people.
be in those rooms? Who are you talking about?
So, Niek.
Clearly, yes. One.
Children.
Yeah.
Youth, adolescents. Really interesting to work with the adolescents.
Yeah.
Engineers, because they have the solutions, or designer, because some solutions are not obviously digital. But most of the solutions now are digital. But there are also others.
Yeah.
Professionals.
Great.
PT, OT, because they know the generability of the ideas of the needs.
Yes.
And physician. We have also in France partnership experts.
Yeah.
People who knows how to put people in a room and everything goes well.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a true skills.
Yeah, it is.
This is a true skills.
Yeah.
So you need this kind of people. And then, like in a hackathon, 24 hours and something would happen, and then you have to follow up with the different phases of the process. So
I love that.
It's interesting to see that there's a lot of literature on startups and scale-ups and how you should develop your products, and it always states, get the users involved, go out, talk to the people. And for some reason, for the products actually that matter most, to be honest, if a PlayStation comes out, I'll be happy, but I'll be even more happy when my daughter can use it, basically.
Yeah.
So for the really important parts, we seem to be forgetting that process. And why? Because it's also very difficult to reach those parents, to reach those children, because they're not running around in the streets. It's a niche group. So it's very important to go and find them and include them in the development process. I have a second point. Because why do you see here a lot of companies working on the medical stuff, which is very good. But that's actually because those companies have money, they have funding, they work on the large numbers. What we are trying to do here is building products for niche groups. And so a second big issue is funding, basically, because all investors always look at the market, and other investments and corporates who can vouch for some ideas. And so we need to have like a different kind of model to really develop these niche products for children with disabilities.
And I guess that's where if we can funnel all of our resources, as you said in the gathering, if we can actually come at it together rather than from so many different places, it becomes very patchy, and so we don't really have a nice cohesive way to develop something to actually make a difference. So
well, one key issue based on what Nick says is key challenges is the fact that innovation usually come from a local perspective where you have one guy meeting another guy and then, we should do something together. And then, but the market, the reaching, shouldn't be local. The market in the field of children with disabilities, it should be at least European.
That's right.
Then the investors would come if we remain local. So this is where we have this, combination between local initiatives, but make it European to convince investors and to create this resource that would be interested in.
No, that's a really good point. I feel like you've already answered my next question, but let's just do it anyway in case you come up with any other ideas. No, it's perfect. But I guess, where do you, if you wanted to look into the future, what's the kind of impact you're hoping for? What are we aiming for? What do you want to see as a result of this work?
I would let it to Nick. This is most important.
I want to see products coming out really developed with parents, and that there is a space in the market for those kinds of products. And again, with those challenges, reaching the parents to define those products, reaching the investors to invest in those products. I would like to see that. And I think the example that you've given, Sylvain, about the adaptive Xbox controller is a very good sign. And I hope that big companies like Microsoft, they are focused on sustainability, on the Green Deal, on those kinds of things. I hope that they also are starting to focus on inclusion, because in the end, it is an investment. I'm pretty sure that Microsoft with Xbox will not earn money from that controller because the market is too small. They will have gained a lot of people's hearts, and I'm very grateful for them, which is also good. Whatever reason for them in doing it is good. But I would hope that more companies start doing this and can also perhaps sponsor little initiatives that are being driven by families.
That's so wonderful. That's great. I think that was well said. Silva, anything else to add to that?
I think this is,
that was it, really.
Yeah, this is it.
That was it.
It should happen. Maybe it's something like once we will be in a conference and we will see, different products answering what we said, going outside and everything, and we will see it here. That will be a marker of success, I think
so
at the
too.
EACD.
That is very inspiring. So yes, thank you so much for your time. I know you're both very busy people. You've pulled in all different directions, but I'm glad we got to have this chat today and spread the word. And I think as clinicians, we can think about what we can do to come together. So thank you for your time. And to all of our listeners, remember, head to our website, researchworks.net, and I'll put some links there to who we've been talking to, and stay tuned for more. So talk to you all again soon. Bye.